Hello everybody. Today I would like to do a video called Curse Breaking 101. These are basic magical principles that I have learned over 30 years of practice. I just want to say, number one, if you have empathy, you have 1,000 times more power than a magician who does not. Okay, so in magic, in the occult, empathy equals spiritual sight. Most people who are practicing magic do not actually see the energies or perceive what is going on with their astral or subtle bodies while they are casting spells, which will eventually seal their doom. And I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so here are your basic principles. Number one, whenever you do active spell casting, you want to work with nature. That means the principles of biology, the cycles of the stars and the positions of the stars, and you want the actual stars, so I would focus on looking at sidereal placements, and the seasons. And so there are some things that you can do in the spring you cannot do in the winter. Right now in the Northern Hemisphere, and this also is regional too. This is a regional thing. If you are in the southern regions, you can do opposite things because the seasons are different. So, for example, right now, I would not do any spells of growth or transformation because this is a dormant time. Right now, the spells, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you should be resting. And so these are spells for insight, wisdom, illumination, and also listening, especially listening. Right now, the sun is passing through the nakshatra of Shravana, which means to listen in order to perceive the world correctly. And this is a great intent if you're doing mantras or if you're doing any ritual work. This is a great intent to really pray for the world, that they learn how to perceive the actual truth instead of the lies that they have been fed. So, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And the second principle you need to know is that what you do to others, you do to some parts of yourself. So if you seek to harm the inner child of another person, like let's say you make fun of them when they are vulnerable, or you want to bind somebody, you because a lot of people do binding curses and stuff like that, you are actually binding a piece of yourself. That's what you're doing. Anything you do to another being, you are doing to yourself, because your subtle body is getting clues as to what kind of state of being you are supposed to be in. So if you seek to do harm to others, you are doing harm to your subtle body. This is why, there are systems like in Hinduism, they talk about karma and repaying of karma. And the thing is, these debts actually come from your own subtle body. When you harm others, you are harming pieces of yourself that eventually, when you die, your whole subtle body collapses in on itself, is released from the physical form, and then you have to deal with everything that you've done in your lifetime. And you carry that with you into the next incarnation. So, let's say this is you. You are the mage. Okay, you're a mage looking out into the world, and you see injustice happening. Let's say taking what's happening right now We see a lot of women and children who are being harmed in their physical body, in their prana body, in their emotion body, in their mental body. So we see all these wounds, right? We see this dark cabal that seeks to subjugate people. And these wounds are like festering little energy pockets of darkness, right? And we think to ourselves, okay, what can I do? Like, let's say you don't have the ability to be on the front lines. You can take that to your ritual space. So, when you pray for the mental clarity of the victims, your mental body over here, you get a boost right there. Because you're praying for mental clarity of the victims, you get that as well. You pray for the emotional healing of the victims, you get a boost in your emotion body. You pray for the courage and the healing and the strength of the victims, you get that in your prana body. And then you pray for their physical bodies to be liberated, free, and safe from harm. You are also putting that energy in your body. So each time you see injustice in the world and you pray for all of the different aspects, you are also creating energy fields within your own subtle body that is bolstering you against that enemy, against that force that is trying to subjugate people. So this is why, number 3, praying for healing and peace will always work. You may not see it immediately, but praying for healing and peace for the world will always work as magic, and it will be 10,000. I'm talking like 10,000, 20,000 times more powerful than any dark spell out there. So why is that? Okay. Well, number 1, look at the mechanics. You, my little mage, you are a physical body manifested in this physical reality. You are spirit made flesh. Your whole soul's job is to experience life, to grow, to learn how to empathize, learn how to connect with the collective, to learn how to love more. The more your magic reflects your soul's purpose, the more you grow stronger, the more they grow stronger, and the more the whole entire Earth's collective grows stronger. So you are on the winning team. You are on team life. Now, death is a part of life. Darkness is a part of this. And we can't eradicate darkness. And that's the thing is, if you focus on darkness, unfortunately, there is a tendency where people focus on vanquishing and suppressing the dark. You run the danger of damaging your subtle bodies and losing your spiritual sight, your ability to see into the spiritual realms. And then you also lose your ability to empathize because you are constantly suppressing and hurting others with your magic. The key is always send healing, growth, and love energy to the victims. Pray for the victims. What will happen is, if we get enough people praying for the victims, see this dark matter that was injected into their energy body and physical bodies, well, if their energy bodies are strong enough, they kick it out. And where does this dark matter go? It goes home. It goes back to the person who dealt it, the systems that dealt it. And these like little balls of dark matter go home to roost. And if those dark magicians do not have empathy and have destroyed their energy body sufficiently, enough dark magic will take them down. And it's basically you're returning the trash back to its origin. But it takes time. It takes time and love and energy for people to heal their energy body. I posted in a previous video, if you are working on kosha work, you really want to give a good 2 to 3 years of daily energy healing to really see a difference. 7 is optimum. 7 years, the body fully replicates itself. It also represents the 7 holy planets, the 7 energies. You've also gone through 7 sun cycles. So the sun is aiding you in your growth and healing. But healing takes time. It needs to be diligent and daily. So if you feel like the world is a little too much, focus on praying for the victims, praying for their healing, praying for their sovereignty, praying for justice, praying for them to feel safe again, to feel free, praying for their bodies to heal, praying for their emotions to grow strong, praying for their courage, praying for a new world where people like women and children are safe in it. And trust me, if you do this, not only will your spiritual sense grow, you will see more, you'll feel more, you will also be more protected, and you will feel more empowered. And also, all of this loving life force energy going out into the world, it affects the collective. If enough of us do this, we can actually create great change. So, Curse Breaking 101. Work with nature, biology, stars, and seasons. What you do to others, you do to yourself. And pray for healing and peace. Not only will it always work, it will benefit the whole entire world, including your own energy body.